is Valley News Live at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. Enjoy this evening if you can, because wintry changes are on the way. Hutch joins us right away this afternoon with a first look at your forecast. Hutch?
Stacy, thanks so much. Big time changes. And in fact, we have now 2 rounds of snow. As we talked about last night, we've added a first alert weather day for Saturday night, and it actually goes into Sunday. So round 1 happens Thursday and into Friday. Some accumulating snow that can be significant. And if you miss out on round 1, there's always round 2. Let's get to the latest. Here's what we know. Thursday, we do have that winter storm potential, a lot of wind and snow at the same time beginning late Thursday. There'll be travel impacts for some late Thursday and into your Friday morning. The wind and snow begin their exit, and by midday to the early afternoon it should be on its way out, but not before leaving significant snow for some. And then it's an Alberta clipper. You've heard of those before. That's heading our way for Saturday, and it will impact what looks to be a different area, mainly the Southern Valley and the southeast North Dakota. We'll keep you posted. The track can change, the timing can change, and the snow amounts. Round 1 looks to impact mainly the northern portion of the valley into portions of western Minnesota. We will see some snow in eastern North Dakota, but where I've circled in white here, that's round 1 of snowfall. Where you see the purples and dark colors here, that's where we have the best chance of significant snow. Here's the second round. That's the Alberta Clipper. I'll have hour-by-hour details on that. For now, make sure that you're ready. Start preparing. It's a quiet night, and it will stay that way. Hour-by-hour details coming up here in just a few moments. And make sure you download that Valley News Live weather app. We'll keep you ahead of all of this change in our weather in the days go by.
Sounds like we're jumping in head first. Thanks, Hutch.
Yes.
New for you now at 4, several garages in an apartment complex burned this afternoon after a car parked nearby caught on fire. It happened at the Villa Apartments in the 200 block of 5th Street in Dilworth. When crews arrived, they found the vehicle burning outside the garage, causing flames to spread to the garages. Authorities say 2 vehicles and at least 3 garages suffered heavy fire damage. Fire Chief Mark Empting says it's unclear on the cause of the fire or if any illegal activity was involved. But he also says deputies have been dispatched to the area on several occasions responding to crime in the past. No injuries were reported. We're learning new information today on a man accused of robbing a Casey's gas station at gunpoint. Court documents say 26-year-old Tyler Hendrickson was caught stealing $33 worth of groceries from a Fargo Cashwise earlier this year. He pleaded guilty to that shoplifting charge and had to pay a $400 fine. Hendrickson was taken into custody last night in connection to an armed robbery that happened yesterday morning at the Casey's gas station off of 25th Street in Fargo. Police say he got away with an unknown amount of money. 5 people have been indicted in a drug trafficking ring in North Dakota. The U.S. Attorney for North Dakota says they're all involved in a drug ring on the Spirit Lake and Turtle Mountain reservations. One of the people involved is from Arizona. The 4 others are from North Dakota. Through the investigation, authorities found more than 30 pounds of meth and tens of thousands of dollars. Those 5 people will now head to trial. A fire destroyed roughly 3,000 hay bales on a farm south of Minot yesterday. Take a look at this picture. It's estimated that it took 20 fire trucks a few hours to put that fire out. They still don't know how it started. Families are demanding answers after the tragic stampede at the Astro World Music Festival. 8 people were killed and many more hurt at the Travis Scott headline concert on Friday night. Now a 9-year-old child is in critical condition. The FBI is now providing technical assistance in the criminal investigation. Lilia Luciano is in Houston, where authorities are also looking into what happened before the concert.
Video from Friday night's deadly Travis Scott concert shows a crowd out of control. And now many victims' families and festival survivors are suing Astroworld's organizers, saying staff did not do enough to prevent or stop the chaos. Axel Acosta was killed during Friday's show. The 21-year-old's family is one of dozens taking legal action. His father, Edgar, says festival events need to change.
Today is me. I lost my son. It could be you. It could be you.
Tony Busby is representing the Acosta family and at least 35 other families.
This concert was planned incredibly poorly, that no regard was given to the safety of these young people.
A 56-page safety plan obtained by our Houston affiliate KHOU was filed by the concert promoters and refers to traumatic injuries, riots, and the ever-present threat of a mass casualty situation. But at no point does the plan reference the threat of a crowd surge or how to manage a crush towards a stage. It's an omission that raises several questions, says nationally recognized crowd safety expert Paul Wertheimer.
So if they didn't address it, then they didn't address the emergency response if something should go wrong.
The safety plan also empowers certain festival officers to stop the show and broadcast pre-scripted evacuation announcements, shutting down the power if the lives of employees and guests are in immediate danger. Wertheimer says local authorities should have stopped the show on their own.
Mass casualty announced, 5 minutes later, show stopped. That's it.
Live Nation has said they're cooperating with local authorities. Travis Scott announced he will be covering the funeral expenses for those who died and that he's partnering with the company to provide free therapy for concert goers in need. Another major railroad has gone to court to determine whether it has the authority to require all its employees get vaccinated against coronavirus. BNSF filed a lawsuit against its major unions over the mandate. The unions, which have filed some of their own lawsuits in response, argue the railroads should have negotiated with them before imposing mandates. The railroads say they're complying with President Biden's executive order requiring all federal contractors to have their employees vaccinated, adding employees will be disciplined if they fail to comply. Pfizer has officially petitioned the FDA to allow for booster shots of its COVID-19 vaccine to anyone over the age of 18. According to a release from Pfizer, the drug maker has provided the federal agency with data that shows the boosters are safe and effective. They're seeking an amendment to the emergency use authorization already granted by the FDA for patients 65 and older and for those at high risk to include all patients over the age of 18. The FDA will now have to review the data and consider the request before making a decision. If approved by the FDA, the CDC would then again have to give its seal of approval. The tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery is commemorating its 100th anniversary this week. To honor the occasion, members of the public are being allowed on the plaza today and tomorrow for the first time in 78 years to lay flowers at the sacred memorial. People wishing to take part must register for the event and bring only a single stem flower to the site. These 2 days lead up to a procession and flyover planned for Thursday, which is also Veterans Day. A Louisiana woman holds a new world record after an astonishing feat on the track. Check this out. Julia Hawkins became the first woman and first American in her age group ever to run 100 meters at 105 years old. Hawkins stays in race shape mostly by jogging a mile or so a day near her Baton Rouge home that she and her husband built together back in 1948.
You want to do it again?
Yeah. Right now?
No. How about at 106? Do it again?
Maybe so. Who knows? See how I feel when I get up in the morning.
Deal.
Julia ran that race in 1 minute and 30 seconds. She says she grew up in the 1920s when a train ticket cost about a nickel. The Plains Art Museum is postponing its annual Indigenous art fair that was scheduled for this weekend. This would have been the 6th year of the fair. The Plains Art Museum didn't give a reason as to why this year's event is canceled, but they did say the rescheduled date will be announced on social media. The fire station in West Fargo is getting a makeover, and today we got to see what it'll look like. The new headquarters will be located at 1201 10th Avenue East. Fire Chief Dan Fuller said today additional staff would not be hired until the spring of 2023, when the project is expected to be finished. 5 million customers are impacted by a recent Robin Hood hack. What you need to know if you're one of them is still to come on Valley News Live at 4.
And we have spectacular conditions across the valley. As promised, we have 50s again in southeast North Dakota, not far from 60 in Fergus Falls. Big time changes developing out in Montana heading our way. Your weather changes tomorrow, but First Alert Weather Day is Thursday afternoon through Friday, and another one tacked on for the weekend as well. Your forecast is next.